Hey guys, this is Legends Gaming. Today we're going to bring you a very spicy Vegeta baby deck profile. So for those of you who are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss any of the future goods coming your way. So to get into the profile, Vegeta baby. I love this leader. Very aggro. You can also go mid-range if you want to. He's just very versatile in my opinion. I love playing as him. His auto is when this card attacks a leader card, you draw one. So unfortunately, you do have to swing at the leader. Sometimes we don't like to do that, but it's situational. But for an activate main, once per turn, you choose one card in your life, add it to your hand, and you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, and it loses minus 5k power for the duration of the turn. So he's an automatic, get rid of the little pesky 5ks that swing, take a life, it's double strike crit, and all that stuff or whatever. And he helps you self-awaken. Told you guys, he's good. And for his awaken, when your life is at 4 or less, you choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode and flip this card over. And you got boom. You got Saiyan Power Vegeta baby. So on this item, the good thing is you don't have to swing at the leaders to draw a card. But for an activate main, once per turn, you choose one of your battle cards. It loses minus 15k power for the duration of the turn, which I'll show you later. We're gonna make that come to our benefit. And if you do so, you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they lose minus 10k power for the duration of the turn. So that's very good for removal, especially the decks that like to go wide and mass their board out and then swing. This leader says, no. So to get into the profile, the unison of my choice, I chose 3 of the Sin Shenron Unison of Calamity. I love this guy for red. He's just amazing. There's absolutely none better than him. His permanent is your red cards and attack opponent's cards in active mode. I love that. So for the ones that swing or keep their cards in active mode because they don't want to swing with them, or they don't want you to swing at them next turn, guess what? They're going to get swung at anyway. Oh, and that also goes for blockers. So if they got a blocker out there, if you swing at it, they can't activate the blocker effect on that card to block the attack. And then for a plus one activate main, you choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, and they get minus 15k power for the duration of the turn. So that, coupled with your leader, that's a minus 25k on 2 battle cards. That's amazing. And then he has a minus 2 markers, activate main, look at your opponent's hand, choose up to 1 battle card with 25k power from or less from it, and discard it. I love that. Being able to look at your opponent's hand, see what they have, and pretty much you're able to guess at that point what their future plays are going to be. I did throw in 1 Vegeta Unison of Might. Unfortunately, it does take 1 more turn. The Sin Shenron's a 3 turn to get him out there, and primarily you want to try to awaken on that turn. But this guy, he does come out in 4, but he was just too good for me not to throw in here. So he had a plus 1 activate main, you draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your mono red battle cards with an energy cost of 2 or less from your hand and play it. So that's good. That'll help you ramp out on your baby chain. And then you got a minus 2 activate main until the end of your opponent's next turn. If your opponent will play a battle card using a skill, it's placed in their drop area instead. I love that. Absolutely love that. That's going to shut down most counterplays nowadays because a lot of them are counterplay, free play, stuff like that. So that's going to shut that down. And then for a minus 5 activate main, if your opponent doesn't have any battle cards in play, guess what? Burn 1. I love it. So next we've got, to start our baby chain off, we've got 4 of the Baby Vengeance Unleashed. Absolutely need this guy to get your chain off. He is a Union Absorb. You choose 1 of your battle cards and place it under this card. If your leader card is a Red Machine Mutant, choose up to 1 Baby with an energy cost of 4 or less with the same character name as the card you placed under this. So later we'll get to, we have actual Vegeta GT, and you'll see down here on the character trait. What you'll do is you'll play this, then you'll take a Vegeta GT and place it underneath him, and then you get to bring out said card from your deck and play it on top of this one. So we're running 4 of those. Then we've got, speaking of the 4 cost, here we go. We got the Saiyan Strength Baby. This one's going to literally come out, it can be brought out on turn 1. It's amazing. It's a double strike. When you play this card, if your leader card is a Red Machine Mutant, draw 1, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle battle cards, and it loses minus 20k power for the duration of the turn. So not only are you getting more removal out of it, but you're getting an extremely early 20k double striker out on the field. And it draws you one. You don't like to draw stuff, especially for red. So next we've got Super Baby 1 All-Consuming Terror. Now, primarily, you really don't want to have to hardcast this guy. You want to use his arrival to get him out there. So the Union Absorb, we're not even going to mess with that. That's not what we're doing it for. But for the arrival, so as long as you've got a red and yellow or a red-yellow multicolor card in your combo area, you pay 1 yellow and you play him. So he's really good. And he has barrier too. So next we've got 4 of the Super Baby 1 Parasitic Menace. I love this card. I paid way too much money for this card, but I couldn't help it. I absolutely love this thing. This is what's going to get your chain off so fast. You absolutely need this. I've tried it before without it. It just doesn't work. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to either arrival him out or have him on the board. Guess what? EX Evolve. Now, for those of you that don't know, the clarification for EX Evolve, whenever you activate that skill, you have to pitch 1 card from your hand. But he literally comes out, boom, right on top of him for literally just 1 card from your hand, and he's another double striker. And when a card evolves into this card, you draw 1, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and gets minus 5k power for the duration of the turn, so more removal. And you can only play 1 of these per turn, but he has an activate main for 1 red, so literally you can EX Evolve into him, no energy, just 1 card ditched, 1 red energy, and you choose 1 baby card with an energy cost of 6 from your hand and place it on top of this card. So that's where we're going to get to the big boss right here. Boom! It is Epochal Grudge Great 8 Baby. This dude does massive damage. So when he comes out, he's a triple strike 30k. And once per turn, now this goes for you and your opponent's turn. When this card attacks or your opponent plays a battle card, if your leader card is Machine Mutant, which it is, you draw 1, then you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and it loses 20k power for the duration of the turn. So literally, as long as he's out on the field and he's not dead, as soon as your opponent plays 1, you draw 1 and it's a minus 20k on that card. Love it. So then we have 3 of the Baby Vengeful Blow. So what this does primarily is if somebody manages to kill your dude, kill your big boss monster, he comes out for free from your hand. Let's see. Yeah. When a baby card with an original cost of 30,000 in your battle area is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you play this card from your hand. And what's great is you literally get to play him, and then out comes a 6-drop again. So next, this is going to be your primary target for the Union Absorb for the 1-drop baby. We got Vegeta the Impregnable. His auto is when this card is played, look at the 5 cards from the top of your deck, you add up to 1 yellow unison, which we're not doing that for. What we're using it for is the second part where you get to... I chose the Wii Celestial Moderator because he will allow you to easily arrival out your arrival target baby right here. Because all you have to do is have him in your combo area. You pay 1 yellow, and then he comes out. But I chose him. He also has removal on him, so when you combo with him, it's a minus 10k power. And then I chose Sideline Assist Bulma, 2 of her. And she's your average. Your life is at 4 or less. Red leader card, you draw 1 card. So next, you can't run red without Heartfelt Plea. This card is amazing. So basically what this card is when you awaken, if he's not on the battle area, he comes out for free. And when he comes out, he has Offering. So what Offering is your opponent can either crit 1 life to their drop area, or they allow you to draw 2 cards. But he's great. Now you do have to pitch a card with 25k power or less or more, one or the other. This is your target right here. He's also very great if you decide to play him. He's very situational now. He can be rivaled out as well. But when you play this card, you choose one. It can either be you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, 30k power or less, and KO it. So he's great for a mirror. Or you can choose one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, and that card can't be switched to active mode until the start of your next main phase. So if, like I said, he's very situational. Primarily what I do is I'll hold one of him in my hand and see if I absolutely need it, and if I don't, to bring out the Heartfelt Plea, I'll pitch him to my drop. Heartfelt Plea comes out for free. It's hard to get around a 30k triple strike. So even though the leader is a self-awakener, it's always good to add that early game pressure. So we've got 4 intensifying trunks. He's your basic. When he swings, you take one card from your life and add it to your hand. He gets an extra 10k, so it becomes a 15k crit. And then I take 2 of these guys in here. We got Super Baby 2, Malignant Force, primarily because, and this is what I do with him, I'll combo with him. And while he's in my drop area, my opponent primarily forgets all about this card. They don't even know anything about it. So for an activate battle, 1 red, 1 yellow, you send this card from your drop area to your warp, and you choose up to one of your opponent's leader cards or battle cards, and it gets minus 15k power for the duration of the battle. Then choose up to one of your leader cards, and he gets a plus 5k power for the duration of the turn. So he's literally a walking sensu bean on your opponent's turn. And like I said, once you combo with him to save yourself from an attack, they forget that he's even in your drop area, and then you just activate that, and they're like, wait, what? So next, we've got, I love this guy, Bardock the Resolute. We got 2 of these. He is, if your leader card is red, when your opponent takes a life and add it to their hand or place it in their drop area by a skill, so that means triple strike, double strike, crit, anything, he comes out for free. And once per turn, when your opponent activates a counter skill, you get to switch this card back to active mode. So he's just a good free play swing. So next we've got Beerus Ball. With everything that's going on right now, it's kind of hard to play red just because of all the cards and all the answers and stuff to this chain. So we've got the counterplays in here. And this one is, if your life is at 4 or less, if the battle card being played has 15k power or less, it is placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. And if it's your opponent's turn, you choose up to one of your leader cards, and it gets plus 5k power for the duration of the turn. So it's another Senzu Bean for red. And then as a permanent, if you have a multicolored card in your energy, which you will, and your life is at 4 or less, you can activate this card's counter skill from your hand by adding a card from your life to your hand instead of paying its energy cost. I love this card. Absolutely love this card. Like I said, and this is my personal opinion, if you're going to be running anything red nowadays, you need Beerus Ball. There's just too many answers to shut down aggro, and that helps you survive. Now next we've got, you can't have red without Topo. Righteous Aid, man. He is your, you choose one card in your hand and place it in your drop area, negate the attack, and play this card. And permanent, if it's your opponent's turn, you get to reduce this card from 4 to 2. And while he's out there, guess what? If your opponent wants to swing with anything else, they got to ditch 2 cards from their hand every single time that they swing. I think I've only had one person, and that was I think my brother and both Justin have pretty much just been like, no, pass turn. So last but not least, we've got Scientist Fu. He is your overwhelm for 7 and 1 energy. Basically a free, because it only costs 1 energy, 25k double striker, and it draws you 2 cards. I've won so many games with this card. That's why nowadays this one and Champa, which Champa didn't make it in the cut this time because there was so much double strike and triple strikes and stuff in this deck already. But this guy pretty much gets teched in everything that I play. He's just really come through for me. So guys, tell me what you thought about the deck profile. Do you like it? Do you see any changes that you would make? If you decide to run it, let me know how it does. Like I said, I've had a lot of success out of it. He's great for removal, and he's fast. So, like I said, just let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you on the flip side.